If you've been following me for a while, you'll know I'm a big fan of connection questions, or introduction questions, that let you know a little bit more about someone other than what's your favourite movie. So questions that kind of dig a little bit deeper and give you some insights into what's important for that person. So here are three of my favourite questions. The first one is, if you were given a billboard to use for free for 7 days, what would you put on it? Now, people use this in all sorts of ways. Sometimes you get political responses. Sometimes people will advertise their favourite charity. Sometimes people just choose to put something silly on it to make people laugh. But whatever they choose is a bit of an insight into what is important to them right at that particular point in time. So if you had a billboard to use for free for 7 days, what would you put on it? The second question that I really love is, if we could create a public holiday in your honour, what would it be celebrating and what would people do to acknowledge the holiday? So this uncovers things around values. Like, my public holiday would be, imagine if we could have a day of generosity where people could just give each other things out of a pure place of generous giving. That would be my public holiday. So second question, if you could have a public holiday created and named in your honour, what would it be and how would people acknowledge it? And then the third question that I like is, if you won lotto and you had to spend the money in 7 days, what would you spend it on? And this shows you what's really top of mind for people at that time. Now, sometimes that shows challenges that they wanted to overcome. Sometimes it shows the value. So where the money flows, the focus goes. So those are three of my favourite questions for uncovering a little bit more about someone. So if you had a billboard for 7 days, what would you put on it? If you could have a public holiday created and named in your honour, what would it be and how would people recognise it or acknowledge it? And thirdly, if you won lottery and had to spend the money in 7 days, what would you spend it on?